Okay, here goes. This is my 27-week update. Yes, I realize I don't have makeup, my hair is not done, and I have pimples all over. I don't care. For those of you who followed my Facebook, you know that I was in St. Joe's with contractions yesterday. Obviously, I'm here now, so I'm not in the hospital still. I didn't have him yesterday, but I almost did, and I'm going to explain what happened. My contractions started at around 1 p.m. yesterday after I went over a bump on my way to school. I went home, and I didn't go to school. I went home, and I laid in bed and took Tylenol and Benadryl and had a glass of water. And I was hoping that it would go away because of doing that, but it didn't. So at around 3, my mom was like, you need to go to the hospital. So at 3, we drove to St. Joe's, which is across town, and went upstairs and to this unit thing for preterm stuff, and they took a urine sample to check for infections, and then they put me in a room and they hooked me up to a fetal heart monitor, a contraction monitor, a monitor for my heartbeat, and a monitor for my blood pressure. And it showed my contractions, so they started getting worried because they didn't really think that a bump could cause me to have contractions, and I don't think that's what it was really, but that's when it started. So they did an internal exam to swab for infection and also check to see if I was dilated or effaced. They didn't expect anything, but I was 1 centimeter dilated and 0% effaced. Then they were really worried because every contraction I had, Caden's heartbeat would drop really low. So they put me on an IV after they ruled out that it couldn't be any infections. I don't have any infections at all, which is great, but it's not great at the same time because that means it wasn't caused by anything like that. So they put me on IV. I had 2 bags of water before his heart rate went back to normal, but I was still having contractions. They also did a test to check and make sure. It was to see if I was going to have preterm labor, and it came back positive. So they said I don't know, they really didn't explain it much, but it was something about that I'm going to have him somewhat early, and I'll get more into that in a second. So they sent me home around 8:30 p.m. I was still having contractions, still dilated a centimeter. I'm going to be dilated a centimeter for the rest of my pregnancy, but yeah, they sent me home when I was still having contractions, and I was like, okay, whatever. So I had contractions until sometime early this morning. This morning I went in for an ultrasound appointment with Dr. Wolf, who's the specialist for this choroid plexus cysts in Caden's brain, and they're both gone. He's the perfect size, no medical issues whatsoever. He's over average on weight. He's 2 pounds and 6 ounces. So he's doing great, but they said they were going to check my cervix to make sure it wasn't abnormally small, and it wasn't so small that they had to start me on steroid shots, but they said it was small, so I am going to have him earlier than expected, so probably 2 weeks to a month earlier than I expected, so I'll probably have him sometime in July. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it. And then after that, I went to work. I know I probably shouldn't go to work, but I did anyway. And I wasn't on my feet very much. But anyway, I have the ultrasound pictures to show you. I have some of them. These are some. I'll show you them, like, actually, the pictures that I have. I haven't downloaded them yet, so I'll download them, but they're on the CD, and I'll put those at the end of this video. But yeah, these are my ultrasound pictures. They got a 4D ultrasound of his face, and we've established that he has my cheeks, Bryce's lips, and a combination of both of our noses. We don't know about eyes because he had his hand in front of his face like this. But yeah, so that's that so far. Definitely still a boy, as always. So that's my week. It was pretty eventful. It was scary. It was just crazy. I started my 2-week visits to the to the OB. Oh my gosh. I have so much information to tell you that my head is like blowing up with information. I go back to my OB on the 31st of this month. So I guess I'll get to see what her input on all of this is then. And I don't know if she'll check to see if I'm more dilated or not. I don't know what to expect there, but I also had traces of sugar in my urine still, and I shouldn't have, which means I probably have some form of the pregnancy diabetes. I guess I'll get the results back on my glucose test sooner or later. I've been kind of busy now, so I don't know when I'll get those. But yeah, so eventful. Everything's fine now. My legs have swollen a lot, but other than that, I'm fine. Just really tired. So I'm hoping everything will get better soon, but yeah. So I'm gonna do a belly shot, and then I'm going to put the ultrasound photos at the end of this video, and then the video is done. And you will see me next week, hopefully on time, unless something else crazy happens. Ugh. Okay, excuse my very short shorts. Here's from the side. And there's the front. Make sure up. Dear. There's to the side. Okay. It's kind of getting out there. So here's the ultrasound pictures, and I'm gonna go. Bye.